It's a big week here on Steam with 2 festivals going on, including the Turn-Based Thursday Fest and the Tower Defense Fest. And along with these festivals, we got some big sales. And in those sales, we have some games that are on their lowest price they've ever been. And with the help of my extension, I have gone through, perused, and found the really good deals. And we will begin with the newest game of the bunch, which is Heart of the Machine. Just came out here just a few days ago. March 6th is when this one came out by Arson Games and Hooded Horse. You are the first sentient AI born in this massive cyberpunk town, and your job is to grow, expand, build your civilization of machines, and secretly build your civilization. Well, eventually, not so secrets, blowing things up and all that. But it's sort of this 4X turn-based sort of strategy RPG here on Steam now. It's 50% off, puts it at $14.99. As with all of these, I will have links, of course, in the description. I have played them all. I've got videos on all these. I'll have that down in the comments if you want to see more about this. I'm going to try to move along kind of quick, though, so we can get to the points and get to the games. And that next up is StoneShard. StoneShard is a hardcore turn-based RPG, traditional roguelike. This is probably the prettiest traditional roguelike you will ever see. You equip your character in this medieval fantasy style, in this dark medieval fantasy style, and try to survive. It's not an easy game, that's for sure. It came out a while back, but it is slowly getting developed over the years by Inkstains Games and Hype Train Digital. It is sitting now at 25% off, puts it at $18.74 right now. Speaking of StoneShard being the prettiest roguelike you may have ever seen, Caves of Qud is on sale this week, which might just be the best traditional roguelike ever made. It's set in this sort of science fantasy world. If you want to describe like what is a good traditional roguelike, I think Caves of Qud is like the perfect introduction to that. It's very simple looking. It's not the prettiest thing to look at. It's very easy to get into, but once you start playing the game, the layers unravel and you can just see how much depth, an insane amount of depth is in this game. You can literally do whatever you want. It is a definitely a sandbox roguelike by Freehold Games, published by Kit Fox. 20% off, puts it at $23.99. This one's very rarely on sale, so a big deal for this one. Where Caves of Qud is probably the best traditional roguelike, one of the best anyway. We have maybe the best game ever also in this on this list for sale. There's a lot of good games for these 2 fests. Dwarf Fortress is on sale right now. Dwarf Fortress doesn't go on sale very often, and it is down at 20% off, $23.99. If you're not familiar with Dwarf Fortress, you take your band of dwarves and you head into the mountains and you build Moria. You build whatever you want. You build whatever dwarf fortress you want. The goblins come, you fight them off. There are many things out there in the world, and one of the most complex work. Caves of Qud is incredibly complex sandbox. This is incredibly complex sandbox in a fortress building world. And oh man, I love this game. But it is on sale here for the turn-based Thursday part of the fest. Everyday We Fight. This one just came out last year, back in July, by Signal Space Lab, and Hooded Horse is publishing this one as well. In the simple 15-second description of what this game is, it is scrappy XCOM. It's more than that, of course, but aliens have invaded. You are a group of resistance fighters, and you got to slowly work your equip yourselves up to fight back against the aliens in this turn-based tactical style of game within a big city. And it is sitting at, again, 50% off. Puts it at $14.99. This one ends sooner than the rest. Most of these deals end on like the 16th or the 18th. This one ends on the 13th. Just a heads up for that. On my, I did this video a while back for like the best games you've never heard of, and one of those, Balrum, is here on sale right now. This is an old school turn-based open world RPG by Balcony Software. Came out way back in 2016, but it is down at 75% off right now. Puts it at $3.74. If you're into like the old Diablo or like Neverwinter Nights, Icewind Dale, those kinds of old-timey RPGs, and that's what you will enjoy Balrum. You've got both that part of the game, plus you can also go back and build like a base. You can have a spider farm if you want. There's this whole separate part of the game where you can build your house, build your base up, and then go back out in the world, go through the dungeons, kill skeletons and spiders and whatever else. But a fantastic game that doesn't get enough recognition, and it is on sale for super cheap right now. So we'll move into the tower defense fests for a bit before we go back to the turn-based games. We'll start with Riftbreaker. Riftbreaker came out back in 2021 by Exor Studios. You have landed on a planet. You're a big mech, and you go out. You hack up the local wildlife and the minerals, and you mine and you build yourself a base. There's a lot of automation going in there, a lot of tower defense type stuff going in there as you are building your base because the swarms, the natives, don't like you doing that. So all these bugs come swarming off the planet, and your job is to go and fight them off. Swarm style. You can go to different parts of planets, build up your base some more, and rinse and repeat, I suppose. This is sitting at 67% off right now, puts it at $9.89. Nordhold just came out in full release last year. This is a a tower defense game where you'll hear this a lot. At night things come out. Obviously, that's what tower defense is all about. But this one focuses on like building your town. You've got this sort of settlement, this city that you are building and adding into, which is going to improve your towers, improve your defenses, and then the swarms come through at night as you build your towers and defend those things against the tower defense style of thing. And it is set in this sort of like Viking-themed setting here. But it's by Stoneforge and published by Hype Train Digital. Came out here last year in March, and it is at $12 right now. Puts it at 40% off. Dome Keeper. There are waves of alien monsters out there. Yeah, it's tower defense. You are in a dome on an alien world, and during the day, you mine down into the earth. You collect these little resources. You bring them up to your base, and hopefully you collect enough of those that can upgrade your base for new guns and new defenses, because the native monsters are not happy about you being there, and they come down and attack. So hopefully you've collected enough resources to fight them off, and then you can go back down again, dig up some more resources, and build up your base some more. This is by Bip and Bits, published by Raw Fury back here in 2022, and it is $7 right now at 60% off. The King is Watching is a roguelite kingdom builder. That's what they call it anyways. It's a kingdom building tower defense where you can build like 1 million farms and lumber mills and all that stuff, but the King is Watching part is where it is unique, where you can only use so much of that stuff at one point. So you got to be careful where you put your windmills and your farms and your lumber mills to make sure, because only a few of them are going to be actually active each round. It's an interesting mechanic that they've added in here. And of course, things come out during the day. You got to fight them off, building armies to survive that. Also, while you're trying to build your base here, by Hypnohead and Tiny Build, and it came out back in 2025, which is last year, and it's $9.74, 35% off for this one. Ark of Charon is up next. A mobile fortress. Build a mobile fortress on the back of a giant, mysterious walking tree. This starts out kind of like a colony builder, where you're on. You get this platform you got to build your base on, your farms, your lumber mills, your smithies, and then you go underneath the ground. You pull up resources, you mine trees, and you dig all this stuff up, and you bring it up and you build your base, and then the base gets up and starts walking around. As the base is walking around, monsters are coming in, so hopefully you have built catapults and defenses to fight off the flying monsters while you traverse your way to the next spot. The monster sits down, and then you go back into colony building time, building up your colony. And then you go back up, walk around, fight off the monsters. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one when it came out back in 2024 by Angu and Sunsoft. And it is at $10 right now, 60% off. Okay, that's all the tower defense ones. We're gonna go back to turn-based stuff with Aggressors, Ancient Rome. This is by Kubat Software and published by Cube Games. This is an ancient era 4X essentially is what's going on. Think of this like Civilization, like a Civ 4 era civilization, but set in that ancient era with Greece and Rome and Carthage and all of that stuff. You can play on the real world map, historical map, or you can just go with starting from scratch like a Civ. But this one is sitting at 82% off, puts it at $5.39. I think I mentioned this one in a previous sale, but it's actually cheaper now than it was in the last one. So it's getting even more cheap as time goes on. Next up, we got Seers Gambit. This is a strategic hero drafting roguelite RPG. This is an auto battler, and where you summon up your heroes, you build your heroes, and you try to build the right combination of heroes, equip them with right gear, as you set them out in this sort of auto battler series of events. By Unleash the Giraffe, and it came out in 2024. It is at 35% off right now, put it at $9.74. Slaves of Magic. I don't want to compare every game to XCOM, but this is close to the fantasy XCOM if there ever was one. You have a base, and in that base you can build up labs, you can do research, you can build up a base and build up your units, equip your fighters with swords and armor and all this, and build new things with crafting shops. And then, while there are monsters out in the world, you can teleport to various places on the map and fight them off in this turn-based XCOM style of turn-based tactical strategy. And then you go back to your base, build your base up, maybe build another base, send out your mercenaries to go fight the next one. You're leading the resistance is the idea here. But this one came out by Amethyst Dreamers last year, and it is at 30% off right now, but $17.49. Attack of the Earthlings came out back in 2018 by Team Junkfish and Junkfish Limited. It's a turn-based, tactical, dark humor type of strategy game where you are the aliens. You are the insectoid aliens. Humans have come in, and it's your job to eat them and maim them and whatever other dysfunctional intergalactic things you want to do to them. This is 80% off, puts it at $2.99 for Attack of the Earthlings. And finally, last one on the day is the dirt cheap one. This is our bargain bin. It is Mainframe Defenders. Came back in 2020. Turn-based tactics centered around mechs. You build up your mechs. You slap on different equipment and different kinds of guns on these mechs, and in a traditional roguelike style, traverse the map and blast the enemies by synthetic domain. It's 90% off. It's 60 cents. This game is 60 cents. That's cheap. Man, that's a way to end a video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one.